Let's welcome our host, Erica Wilson.
Great day, everyone. We're here live today with the girl, Erica Wilson, that it had to happen for our Thankful Thursday. And my God, I always say I definitely have a treat on tonight. This young man had the pleasure of joining Coach Fuller a couple of weeks ago with me. And when he came onto the show, I knew that I had to have him to come on by himself. He has such an amazing story. And our topic for tonight is against all odds. And as we all know, sometimes the odds can be against us, but we all know God is definitely for us. So without further ado, I would like to present to some and introduce to others the Jovon J. Jackson. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
You're most welcome. It's such an honor to sit with you on tonight, having you back. And as I said, but I had the honor or the pleasure of meeting you when Coach Fuller was on the show. I knew that I had to bring you back as a guest, to feature you. So if you can, just tell us a little bit about who is Jovon Jackson.
So my name is Jovon Jackson. I am a kid from Northern Virginia, Manassas area, 45 minutes away from DC. I come from a single mother home. I live in Fairmont, West Virginia right now. I go to Fairmont State University as a defensive back. I will be going into my junior year on the field, but a senior in the classroom. Other than that, I'm happy, joy. I don't like really negative energy around me. I'm a well-going type person, very easy to talk to. Coach Fuller can vouch for me. I'm very smiley. I like smiling for some reason. It's just one of those things. Yeah, that's all.
That's all, Jovon. I know you have more to tell about yourself. I mean, as I can see, the smile, I definitely can see the joy, the happiness that's inside of you. You brought that to the show last time when Coach Fuller was here, right? And just to see, how much you're smiling now, I can't believe exactly what you're saying. But I want to take you back a little bit when you talked about being from a single mother's home, right?
Yes.
I'm a single mom, and I know that all too well. And this is one of the reasons why I wanted to bring you back, because just to see who you are and how you carry yourself. They like to put stigmas on kids that come from single mothers or single parents, right?
Yeah.
I want the world to see that stigma is a lie. Okay.
Yeah.
But just to have you here on tonight, and you said, you come from a single mother home. How many siblings do you have?
So I have seven siblings. Four of us are separated, and I live with three. Well, two of them at home. I count myself in the seven. As I say, seven kids. I say, including myself. I was raised with my mom, my older sister, and then my second to oldest brother. I have five brothers and two older sisters. Well, two older sister and then a younger sister.
5 boys in the house?
Yeah. Well, no, there wasn't 5 boys in the house, so I lived with one brother out of the 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say, 5 boys in one house?
Yeah.
Wow.
It was very crowded. It wasn't very crowded, but it was a good feeling to have, knowing that I have brothers that I can rely on.
Right. That is so awesome, though. 5. So you have 5 brothers and 2 sisters. So where do you fall in between? Are you in the middle?
Right in the middle.
You're right in the middle.
Yeah.
Oh, so you got to be a big brother.
Yeah. Well, not really, because I didn't live with my younger siblings. I never really got the chance to be that older brother. But when it came down to it, I keep contact with all of my siblings. My younger siblings, of course, I keep contact with them. And my younger brother, Janai, that's what his name is. Um, I I keep contact with him to make sure he's on the right track.
Well, that's part of being a big brother.
Yeah, that's probably the closest thing to having a big brother I got to do for him.
Well, that's okay. That's okay. Better late than never, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. So the thing is, you have contact with them. You can always reach out, or he can always reach out to you, and he can see the great things that you're doing, and then hopefully you could be that pillow for him, that role model for him to do better.
yeah.
You want to keep him on the right track. But here it is. Mom have 7 kids. She's raising 3 of you guys. How is that in the home? What was your childhood like?
So my childhood was very up and down. Uh, my mother and father were separated before I was even born. Uh, of course, my mom had she has a kid with another man too, other than my father. Uh, it was kind of a rough patch where it was kind of like a struggle every now and then to where it was hard for us to stay in one home, and we moved probably about 7 times in one county. It was we jumped from house to house every now and then. We definitely had the struggle. We had our ups and downs, but praying every night and making sure we had each other's back were one of the main focuses that we focused on while we were staying with each other.
Wow, Jovon. See, I knew you were someone special. I knew that you were someone special when you were here last time with Coach Fuller. And I can say that because when you say you guys move quite often, that was
Yeah.
us too.
Yeah, we didn't have very much stability, but my mom, I salute her to this day. She tried her best to do everything she could.
Oh my God. So, Mom, if you're tuned in, shouts out to you, Queen. You did an amazing job. And it's so I listen, I love what you just said. She gave you all her best.
Yeah,
Some kids will like to use that as a crutch, like, well, we didn't have much, so I didn't do this, and this is why I'm this way. But no, you said that your mom did her very best. Let me tell you, that means a lot from, hearing that from you saying that about your mom, because that's one of the things as parents, we always wonder, did we do right by our children? And do our kids know that we did the very best that we knew how for them?
yeah. And we've definitely, me and my mom have definitely had that talk where it's like we wish things were different, but this is what we have. This
Yeah.
is what we have on our plate. There's nothing else we can change about it. So kind of just have to face it and keep it moving.
That's it. Because guess what? That was the it that you guys had to go through to actually birth you for your purpose. And you said through the it's, you guys were praying and you were leaning on one another. You had each other to lean on. So if
Yeah,
one fall, one will catch. So you
yeah,
always had that, first of all, prayer. Prayer changes things. It may not change it right away, but it definitely changes things, right? And we all know that God is an on-time God. That's the first thing first.
yeah,
But here it is. You guys knew to pray through it. And I literally put up a post this morning about how I praise God in the good and the bad times, not verbatim, but the bad times was able to birth some great
yeah.
things.
Thanks. Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So here it is now that you're this young adult, you're out on your own basically now, and you showing mom like what you instilled in me, you did a phenomenal job because I'm
yeah.
here now and I'm doing my thing. So let's go ahead and tell the audience a little bit about let's take you to your high school years. Let's go to your high school years, right?
All right.
So was football always your thing?
Yeah. So I started playing football when I was 6 years old. Um, I was an outside kid. I went outside. You probably would never catch me inside. I didn't play video games much. Didn't really believe in sitting in front of a TV and playing video games and getting good at them. Uh, I was definitely an outside kid. I played multiple sports when I was a kid, and that's why it's it's very surprising to me that I've gotten to where I've gotten. But again, am thankful for where I've gotten. Um, I played football when I was 6, all the way to middle school. I started doing track, lacrosse, wrestling. Uh, I was definitely trying to experiment to all my sports. Going into high school, I started to cut down to only 2 sports, track and football. Um, Other than that, football was more of my go-to. I just always had a love for it. It was just a different feeling when it came down to playing football. Ever since I touched the football,
Wow, Javon, you were playing lacrosse. What else she said? Lacrosse, track, football,
lacrosse, wrestling,
and wrestling.
yeah,
Wow. So you must have stayed busy. You had mom very busy.
yeah. It was. That's why I. It's very. It's like so surprising to me because like she was supportive through all of it. She did everything she could to get me to all of those things, even though she had 2 other kids to take care of at home.
Right, right, right. Oh my God, that is so amazing. So here it is. You knew that football was the one that was the one. That's the
Yeah.
one, right? That's the one that I like. That's the one that I'm beginning to love, even though I tried out several things. And little do you know, track is very good for football.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know
Yeah.
that?
I
Not
started running track when I was 8.
That's
Yeah.
good. That is really good because not only track, and a lot of people don't know this. And when you say this to guys, you be like, "What? That's for girls." Ballerina.
So I did gymnastics. Gymnastics is more of like where I felt like I could, cause I like doing flips. I just think it's very cool when people do like flips, back flips, all that. It's just one of those things that
But
I
see, the
like.
thing is with the ballerina, it give you the footwork.
Yeah,
It teaches you the footwork. And that was one of the things. And the reason why I'm saying that is because when my son was at the University of Miami, that was one of the things that they did.
that they had. Yeah, I definitely hear about that. When someone said that, I think it was Coach Fuller. Coach Fuller said something about me taking like a ballerina class or some type of, I don't know exactly what he said. I wish it's gonna come back to me,
It
but he said it, and I was just like, what? What do you mean?
Yeah, and I was saying the same thing when I first heard about it. I'm like, hold on, what? But yeah,
Yeah,
it's definitely good to teach you like the footwork. And another thing too, ping pong gives you focus on the ball.
yeah, hand-eye coordination.
Uh-huh. There you go. So you know. So what position did you play coming up?
The real question. That's the real question. I don't know what position I did not play. Like
Wow.
I played so many positions as I was growing up. I played, well, even in high school. High school, I was a quarterback, wide receiver, running back, all of that,
Oh my gosh.
and the punter. I was all of it.
So did you play both sides of the ball?
Yes.
And what position you're playing now?
I play safety right now, strong safety,
So
to be
strong
exact.
safety, you're on defense. You know,
Yeah.
I'm an offense girl, but I'll take that. I'll take that. So just we're gonna go back to when you were on the show before with Coach Fuller.
Yeah.
And Coach Fuller was actually a two-timer. So that was his second time coming back when you joined us that week.
Mhm.
Such a great guy. Um, and just to hear some of the things that he was speaking about and to hear him speak about the kids that he once coached.
Yeah.
And what made him a great coach is because guess what? He was once in the kids' shoes.
Yeah.
So can you just tell us about a little bit about how you and Coach Fuller relationship was formed and how it is now?
So when Coach Fuller got here, it was kind of like one of those. We just clicked. It was just one of those. I don't know exactly how to even describe when he got here. It was just like, oh, what's up, man? What's up? Like, it was just we clicked. And it was kind of weird because I wasn't really comfortable. I'm very in shell. I don't really expose myself to be like emotional or type of a type of guy to expose his emotions to where he feels valuable.
So you're not open.
I'm not unless I.
Oh, smile. Come on, Jovon.
But like it's again, it's every kid has his story, so
Yeah.
that's where it's like me and him had a click, and like as soon as he seen me, he read me, and I read him, and it was just like, oh, we understand, like we know our boundary, but we got to the point where we could tell each other past that boundary.
Oh, wow. That is awesome. And then you two knew not to overstep that boundary. So you
Yeah,
basically gave each other time to warm up to it. That is so awesome. And that's how some great relationships are, formed and, last a long time. And
yeah.
I can tell that you think the world of him and he think the world of you from the last show. That I mean, just to bring you on with us, that was like I said, it was so amazing. So here it is now that you know that you have this love for football after after doing wrestling. You did lacrosse, you did track. What was the football? Am I missing
Hmm.
anything?
Football, lacrosse, track, wrestling. No.
Okay, so now you know that football is your love. Here it is, you're getting ready to graduate high school. And guys, tonight's topic is against all odds. And we're here with the Javon J. Jackson. JJJ. I like that. Okay. But here it is now. You're getting ready to graduate high school. And now you know you're about to enter the big league now. Well, the next phase, right? And
Hmm.
that's coming up. College is coming around. Tell me what was your preparation like during that time? Did you think about going to what was your school of choice? What was your school of
So I had I had very high expectations for myself, so of course I wanted to go D1. As I was through my senior year of high school, I was getting recruited by D1 schools. Um, then I ended up getting injured, hurting my back during one of the games that was a very crucial game for us. Um, well, for me, and ended up losing a couple of those scholarships that I've had. Uh, well, I had every school in this conference right now that I'm in. It's called the Mountain East Conference. I've had a couple of Eastern D1 schools and Eastern D2 schools. It was I had a lot of recruits on me through my high school career. The thought process on that was just to try to get somewhere where I felt comfortable and made it feel like as I was at home. Uh, Ended up not going my way, and I ended up choosing Fairmont State, which was my second option because of the outcome that I had.
Wow. Well, like you talked about in the green room, what did we say in the green room? Sometimes God has a different path for us. And the thing
Hmm.
is, he didn't deny you though.
No,
He didn't deny you. The people probably just overlooked you, didn't give you the scholarship, but little do they know they passed up on something good. That's all we can say, you
yeah.
know. But here it is, you here at Fairmont State now. And you said you're a junior on the field, but a senior in the classroom. See, I'm all for education. Education to me is number
Number
one,
one.
because you always have something to fall back on. And it's something that nobody can take from you.
Yeah.
So here it is now. You're at Fairmont State. You met Coach Fuller. You're getting acclimated in your new college, being out on your own,
Yeah.
right? So tell me, did you think about doing the partying and joining the frat, and things like that? How was that like?
So college life is kind of like you choose when and where you want to go, especially because you have the freedom to do all of it. It's kind of like a choice where you choose what's right and what's wrong for you. Uh, the path that you take is kind of your path that you want to create. Um, I definitely got into some partying. Of course, I'm still young, so I'm 21 years old. Uh, I try to enjoy my life, but also keep a standard and a schedule on what I do and what I don't do. I want. I was looking into joining a fraternity, but at this school we don't really have the fraternities that I want to be in. Um, other than that, it's kind of just one of those things. It's a small area, so it's not really much to do out here. You kind of have to travel to go party, so it's kind of like a limitation on where and when we go.
And how far are you away from home?
I'm 3 hours away from home.
Oh, not that far. Okay. Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, that's to be expected when the college life,
Yeah,
it is to be expected. And that's one of the things when you have a good head on your shoulder, you get to choose what you want to do and not what others want you to do.
yeah.
So I that is so awesome. But I do have some highlights on you. I didn't tell you anything about it, but I do have some highlights on you. And my God, I don't see how they passed up on you. But it had to happen. We don't know what God has in store for you, but He definitely has something in store for you. He just took you on a different path. You was delayed, but you definitely wasn't denied. So, guys, let's look at his highlights here. Wow, wow, wow. Jovon, you did not have to hit that guy like that.
Well, and the crazy thing is, I played Little League with him. Yeah, I played Little League all through 8th grade with him.
Oh my God.
But that's surprising that you found that because that's my first time ever playing on varsity level. Those highlights were my first year ever playing on varsity level.
Really?
Yeah,
Well, let me tell you, you did a great job. You did a great job.
thank you.
Listen, you cannot tell that was your first time on varsity. So tell me what that was like being pulled up to varsity, getting ready for your first game. What was that like? You had other players probably, sometimes we have players ahead of us, but here it is. We get pulled up to varsity and now it is showtime. So walk us through that very first day when you first hit the field for your first time as on varsity.
Okay, well, the time before that, I played JV, which is junior varsity. Um, Basically, I would play there at junior varsity. We played at a different time than varsity, and one day the head coach of the varsity came over to me and was like, "What are you doing on JV? You need to come here. Like, you need to come on varsity." And we were in a game, and our safety had ended up getting hurt, and I was like, "Oh, coach, I can learn how to play safety. I'm willing to do anything, this, that, and the other." And safety runs in my family. My older brothers plays like defensive back. They play corner, safety. They played everything. So I kind of like learned from them how to play it. Um, as we went on, my coach was like, "Oh, you're too small. You're." I was like probably like buck, a buck 50 soaking wet at that time. And he was like, "You need to get some weight. You need to get some weight." And I was like, I didn't think I needed to gain weight. And then I played the first game, and I was like, "Oh, this is hurting. This don't feel right." And he was like, "Yeah, I know, because you're only buck 50. I'm playing against kids that are probably 180, 175. So like that weight change definitely is a big factor in that game.
Wow. So that's why you said what you said on the last show. Now I get it. Now I get it.
Yeah,
But the thing is now, hey, when you get ready to go to the big league, you're gonna be paying. You plan to get some 200 pounders or some 300 pounders.
yeah.
you know. But the thing is, I do understand what you were saying because you see these big old guys in front of you, and you think, okay, I got this. I'm
I
excited.
was terrified.
You
I
were
was
terrified.
terrified. I was terrified, but the mindset that I have is kind of like you're here now. You ain't got no other choice but to step into it. So
Oh my God. So you just had to stand in the paint. That's all that
yeah,
was.
with the
You,
big boys, I had to put my big boy pants on.
right, right. You couldn't do anything else. But let me tell you
Mm-mm.
something though, Jovon. Life is really like a book, right? There are some happy chapters, right? Maybe some
Mm-hmm.
sad chapters. Well, no, not maybe. There are some
Yeah,
sad
that's a fact.
chapters and exciting chapters, right? But and then you have some that's surprising. But if you don't turn the page, you'll never know what it is in store for you, right? So this
Yep.
is my question for you. What chapter are you living right now?
Right now, I'm in the chapter a life lesson.
Life.
Right now, a life lesson. That's what I would name my chapter, a life lesson.
Okay. Okay. So my next question then will be, when is the next chapter starting? And what will the plot be?
Next chapter will be. eh, I can't really dictate when the next chapter will start, but I would like for it to be the path that I wanted to take. Um, just the next level.
Mm,
That's what I would name that one, the next level, because I want to push myself and put more into my character than I have been before. More of my self being and my well being mentally and physically.
okay, well, that's it. Speak it. Say what you want. Don't be afraid to say what you want.
Yeah,
Say what you want. We have to speak those things as though they are, right?
yeah,
So, hearing that, what was it? Next level,
yes.
and what was the first? Life lessons.
Life
So,
lesson, yes.
life lessons, right? What would you say was some of your life lessons that you learned thus far?
Uh, I guess life lessons that I would say I've learned was you give what you get. How you talk to people, how you approach to people, is how people perceive you. Um, I definitely believe in that. I definitely learned a lot from Coach Fuller uh, on how to control my emotions and how to look at things in a different way than other people are, so I don't get to the point where I get out of character or I get to the point where I'm doubting myself when really I should be pushing myself to be more positive.
Wow, that's good. That is really good. So, let me tell you something. So, shouts out to Coach Fuller. If you're on here, you did a phenomenal job with this young man. And I love giving credit where credit is due. So, shouts out to you, Coach Fuller. So, Jovon, you said so that was your life lessons, right?
Yeah.
So, your next level, will it be on the collegiate level or you're talking about the pro level?
Well, the next level is whatever level I need to get to where I want to finally be. So
I need
right now it will be a collegiate level.
collegiate. Okay.
Yes.
So, what would you like to happen on the collegiate level?
I would like for all my dreams to come true, but I know it's not gonna work like that. But my dreams are to like
Wait. I'm going to stop you there. This is powerful.
yes.
So we have to be very careful with what we speak because we don't know what God has for us.
Okay, well I worded that wrong.
Okay.
I meant to say my dreams will come true. I'm very impatient. I don't like waiting, but I know I have to. So it's kind of like when I say I don't know if they're going to come true, I do know that they will. It's just what time period will they come?
Mm. And
And that's one of my main factors on why I would call the next level, because the next level is me knowing and thinking positively to
right.
where it's like I can only set myself up for success.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And the thing is, again, when we talked about in the green room that God's plans, right?
Yeah.
Little do we know that the injury that took place, I call it that took place, maybe that was God showing you to learn patience.
Yes.
You see, you was delayed, but you wasn't denied.
Yes.
You're still able to do what you love, right?
Mhm.
So here it is. I'm going to give you this. So God likes to test us, right? And he don't want to give us things prematurely. He could give us anything that he want. Anything we want, he could give, right? But the
Mhm.
thing is, he don't want to give it to us prematurely. So he's trying to see if you can handle it at this level.
Yes.
You see? Just try to look at it like that. Can you handle it at this level? And if you're faithful in this level, God says, the Bible tells us if we're faithful over a few things, He'll make us rule over many.
Yep.
So just patience. So
I'm
over,
happy you said that because that's one I have. So I have a reminder in my phone that tells me that every day.
you see? Look at God. I'm telling you, He's so amazing. But that's just how He works, Jay. That's the way that God works. And it's just sometimes in life we want what we want right now. And God says, mm-mm, and if He do give it to us, we can mess it up.
Yeah.
So again, patience. So I'm going to give you this scenario, right? And then I'm going to ask you a question. It says your differences are what make you stand out,
Hmm.
right? And then it says take a moment to honor something you excel in, big or small. So here's the question. What makes you different?
So I just had this talk with my coach today. I
Wow.
feel like I feel like I definitely feel as if I have a leadership mentality. I kind of I carry myself a different way. I I try to stand out as much as I can, but to the point where it's not me forcing myself to stand out.
Mm,
It's kind of just a given, like energy that I bring, the smile on my face that I have, uh, kind of just how I perceive and talk to people when it comes down to certain situations. Like it could be a negative situation, and I turn it completely positive.
oh,
Um, or even if it's a negative one and it has to be, oh, the hard truth, I have to tell you that because that's how I am. I'm a very truthful person. I'm going to let you know exactly how it is. If you feel some type of way about it, I can't control you. You can only control your emotions and what you do after that.
wow. That is good. A lot of times, you know what? I'm so I'm stuck. I'm at a loss for words right now because it would seem as though we spoke about this.
Yes.
Oh my God. My post today, what I put up, another post that I put up today, basically a young lady came on and she said that she spoke to someone and she told them the truth. Sometimes we don't like to hear the truth. Sometimes it's hard for us to hear the truth, right?
Yes.
And it's not what you say sometimes or what we say. Sometimes it's how we deliver it, right?
Yes.
Or it could be how the receiver received it.
Yes.
You understand? So that's
Mhm.
why we try to use the spirit of discernment when delivering stuff, right? But the
Yes.
thing about it is, I like to tell people too, if you don't want to know the truth, don't ask me.
Yeah.
Don't ask me. You try to be as truthful as possible. And I think sometimes it works against you instead of for you. But again, you cannot get stuck on how you don't mean to hurt their feelings. Now, that's something we're not trying to do, but you can't get stuck on how they received it.
Yeah.
Now, if you have something that's giving you a look, oh, well, you didn't deliver that right, Jay, or you didn't deliver that right, Erica, then you make good on it.
Yes.
However, once you deliver it, like you say, it's totally up to them. Like people like to say, I'm just a messenger. If God gave it to me, Jovon, I'm gonna deliver it. And
Yes.
if one have a problem with it, they have to take it up with my daddy.
Yes.
That's just it. But I love that leadership mentality that you have. That is a great skill to have because um, a lot can't walk in those shoes, right?
Hmm.
And you said too, you spoke about the way you do not like negative energy around you.
Yeah.
You're protecting your peace.
Yes.
You're protecting your peace, right? But the
Yes.
thing about it is, how do you know God is not putting you in a situation for you to be a light for that negative person?
But that's where I read energy too. I can tell when someone wants to be good. I can tell when someone wants to do good for yourself. If you need help, ask. And some people don't have the communication skills to ask, but I've been a helper. I've always been someone that is a carrier. I've always been that type of person. Even if you think I don't want to help you, I'm gonna try to help you as best as possible. Even if it's my last dollar, I'm gonna give it to you because I know you're gonna try to make good of it.
Oh my God. Let me tell you, you have such a good spirit. So God has blessed you with something else too. You said that you could read people. So you have a gift. That's a gift. That is definitely a gift. So the next question is, do you believe that you can do really well?
I do think I can do very well. I some days I have my days where I'm like, man, this is hard. I just want to give up. Ah, but
Wow.
I next day it's just kind of like I get it a lot. People are just like, oh, like you were just mad 2 seconds ago, but now you're just like today. Now you're all happy. This is because like what I can't be down on myself from yesterday. I have to prepare myself for tomorrow.
Oh, that's good. That is good. You know what? And that's a trait that I have. I can't stay mad long.
Yeah,
I
it's
just,
just energy. It's energy.
yeah, I just cannot. I just can't. So my next question is, what do you plan on doing with the skill that you have? Your
Uh,
leadership.
I I definitely plan on. Oh man, I plan on a lot of things, but it's, again, it happened. It's gonna happen, but time period don't know. But I definitely plan on trying and getting my family back together, getting us all back into one home, uh, making sure my mom and everyone I care for gets what they want. Of course, like I have people that are gonna fall off and fall away from me, but I can't really dictate on what they do. But of course, I'm gonna give back to who gave to me.
Wow. Wow. You about to make me tear up.
I mean, it's definitely a deeper story behind it. It's just kind of like one of those things I can't talk about it because if I will get emotional and I just that energy. I don't that energy will stick with me because it's a long term
But see,
type
that's
deal.
that's a part of you that needs to be released.
Yeah,
And that's what I'm a reader as well. But that's a part of you that's gonna free you. You
yeah,
understand? The it's that transpired in your life, they happen for a reason. They happen to you for you to share with someone else. But
yeah,
as long as we keep things bottled up in me, and I'm not forcing you to speak about any of it, but I'm just saying, as long as we keep things bottled up in us, you know, what happens when pressure builds up?
you explode.
Exactly. And the thing is, what if you explode on the wrong person? And I like to say a lot of times we bleed on people that didn't even cut us,
Yes,
and that's why I love this show here. It had to happen because on here is my journey, my pain, my purpose. We get on here, we speak a little bit about our pain, but we tell them how we overcame it.
yeah,
Your story is against all odds. Maybe you had some odds against you, but God was definitely working for you,
yeah,
and you're here today, and you carry yourself, I'm telling you, so well. And just to hear, like I said, some of the things that you spoke about, they happened, but look where you at today.
yeah.
So that's good though. If you don't have to force to talk about it, when you want to talk about it, you definitely can come back. This is an open platform here. This is not my business. This is God
And
business.
that's why I would name that chapter
Next level.
level.
There you go. I got you. So now I have another scenario. But before I bring up that scenario, we're going to go ahead and go to commercial while I have that, while I get that prepared. All right, guys, we're here live tonight with your girl, Erica Wilson, that it had to happen for our Thankful Thursdays. And I have the Jovon J. Jackson with me on tonight, and our topic is Against All Odds. And as you can see, he is a burst of energy. He spoke to us about his childhood, he spoke to us about his high school years, and as well as his collegiate years. So now we're going to have some fun with Mr. J here. I've been asking him a couple of questions, and man, have he been killing it. So, my next scenario, Javon, is people often limit their potential, right? Just because someone doesn't give them credit.
Yes.
How important is recognition for you?
Recognition for me has never really been a big importance on me because I live with a single mother. Didn't really have a, I don't have, I have a father figure that I look up to, but again, he's not my father. He's my best friend's father. Um, I definitely get recognition from family members. It feels good, but it's not really a big importance on me because I'm self-driven. Um,
Ah,
I drive myself. I try to do everything I can by myself, and then once I feel as if I can't, then I go to someone.
mm. So you mean to tell me, like when you come off the field, you don't want to hear see your teammates say "good job"? You know how you slap each other on the helmets or the butt or
Oh,
whatever. Yeah.
but like that's just part of the sport. Like when you do a good thing, like the energy, again, the energy you can feel it. It's a big change. Like we had a game this year where it was an onside kick and the ball bounced up in the air, and I went up and grabbed it. You felt the energy change, and it gave me the chills. Like I didn't want anyone to touch me because I was shaking from how much chills I had.
Oh my God, wow. But yeah, I'm just saying, like, what happened if you came off the field and nobody said nothing about it?
Oh no, I would be like, what's going on? Like this is weird. I don't like that.
Right.
Cause it's the energy. It's like the energy. So like if I feel as if my team is hating me, I'm gonna be like, what's the problem? Like I want to know so I can fix. If I'm doing something wrong, I can fix it. But if y'all are choosing not to like me, I can't do anything about
Got you. Okay. So do you feel like your efforts are recognized enough?
it. In my high school years, no. But as I went through college, yes, because my high school years, we had a lot of kids that were favorited. We had kids on our team that were in positions because of certain people, but at
Uh,
the same time, I could never down myself because somebody else has what I don't.
yeah. Remember we spoke about that too when Coach Fuller was here. You
Hmm.
know, and wow, it happens all the way up into the pro level.
It does.
It really do. Um, So here it is. We talked about, I think we started with Lil Lee. I think we talked about when Coach Fuller was here.
Yes,
And you experienced it in your high school years,
yes.
right? And
Well, I experienced it in Little League too. When I first started playing, I was on the offensive line.
wow.
Yeah,
Well, like I said, it goes, I guess, every level, every level it happens. It's unfortunate, but it happens. And that's like one of the things I know as far as pro level, everybody's the best, right?
yes,
Everybody's the best. Then in college, everybody is good.
yes,
High school, everybody's average. But the thing is, if I'm out there and I'm giving it my all, I'm out there practicing just like everybody else, I think I should be given a shot, right?
yes, yes,
And sometimes that don't happen. Sometimes it can break one's spirit, and sometimes it can make them even go harder when they do get the chance, right?
yes, yes.
So would you say that by you being treated that way in high school, that's what kind of gave you like this drive to go really hard in college?
Yeah, it definitely did. But I feel as if like how our generation's evolving and technology and social media is coming into impacting life now to where it's like even if you do that small thing, somebody could do the same thing but get exposure because of social media.
Yeah.
And then they're getting acknowledged and now oh, it looks as if that person's doing a good thing, but it could be that one play that changes someone's life.
But you know, the thing is, it's not about where you start. It's not about how you start. It's about how you finish.
Yes.
You know, and the thing is, we do nowadays. Everything is about numbers per se. You
Okay.
know, everybody want big numbers. You know, that's just like prime example. If I'm selling a shirt and a celebrity is selling a shirt, the same shirt, they're going to go buy it from the celebrity. You get
Yes.
what I'm saying? You know,
Because it's a bigger name. Because
exactly.
and what comes after that is social media because now they're exposing their shirt. They're seeing all of the people liking it. Everyone's wearing it,
Hmm.
and people are wearing the same exact shirt that you got.
Yeah.
It's not as much exposure because your name is not as big as that person.
Exactly. But that's the thing. I love that you say you have basically you have your own mind. You
Yeah.
know what you bring to the table. You know your worth. You know, and that's the best thing to be. You know, best place to be because if you didn't, you would settle. You know, for the second best, third best, or whatever it may be. But the
Yeah.
thing is, you know what you bring to the table. So my thing is I can't be focused on this. I have to bring it. You know, I
Yes.
have to do my job because at the end of the day, I have to take care of me. Once I take care of me and I do the best for me, I can do good for everybody else.
Everyone
Right.
else. Yep.
And so it's awesome that you don't get caught up in that. Just say if you had a great play, hey, that's just what I did. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And that's what I'm talking about when I say education is first, because that's something they can't take from you.
Yep.
When football is over, what do you have to fall back on?
So right now I'm criminal justice major. I'm
Oh,
minoring in sports medicine.
wow.
They're two different fields, but it's the sports medicine is my safety net. So if I don't find anything I want to do in criminal justice, which there's so many things I could do with that, but
Right.
there's also so many things I can do with sports medicine too.
And see, that's so good because here it is, you're already in the arena, right?
Yeah.
Uh, our superstar said you're a very humble young man. Yes, very humble young man. But there's so many things, like you said, you could do with that, and you're already in the sports arena. So you just never know that again. Even Coach Eugene said when football was done with him, he wasn't done with football, but see, God still have him in that arena. You
Yeah.
see what I mean? And the thing is, now he could go be that best coach because he knew how he wanted to be coached when he was a player, you know? So
Yeah.
that's so awesome. So, what would you say that you will want? I mean, if you do go into the criminal justice field, what are you targeting? What area are you targeting?
I want to be more of a private security. I don't want to be out in the field. I kind of just am falling away from being out in the field, but also don't mind being in the field. It doesn't bother me because again, we need people like me in this world to get
Oh,
seen and be an exposure to people. So now people don't feel the way they feel now.
got you. You know what? And you took the words right out of my mouth. I was gonna say they need people like you, but the thing about it is you're like our superstar said here, very humble. Just your like you say, your energy that you bring, your smile, the things that you bring to the table, the world needs.
Yes,
And it's great that you're around a bunch of young men so they can see that in you. And then you also spoke about your younger brother. You're able to shed some light for him, be a beacon of light for him. And I pray that your family, you guys get back together and it's going to happen. It's going to happen. It's definitely going to happen. It's definitely going to take some work from all of you all and a whole lot of praying. A whole lot of praying. And that's something that you said you guys did way back when. So it's gonna happen, just have patience. I just hear the spirit says patience because you already said that,
I'm impatient.
yeah,
I'm very impatient.
Right. So if there was anything, like say for instance, you had a kid that was on here, right? And the
Mhm.
kid is kind of like struggling, don't know, um, maybe feeling how you felt in high school and feeling
Mhm.
like they're being left out. What would be your words of encouragement to them?
I would tell him honestly, keep your head up, keep working for what you think that you, well, what you know you want, because you shouldn't think what you want, because at the end of the day, if you know what you want, you know what it takes. Try to do everything you can in your best ability to keep driving, and every day you're noticed, just not as much, but those small days build up into big days, and honestly, it's one of those that it's one you're just in a small little ditch right now, and you're climbing out of it. You just gotta take your time and think.
Wow, that's good. Now you're going to have a chance to speak to a parent. So now you may have a parent that's under the sound of your voice, right?
Hmm.
And see, we as mothers, we go hard for our kids, you know. And if our kids are not getting out there on that field, we got a problem.
Oh yeah, moms are definitely top one headaches to coaches. Not gonna lie.
You don't have you don't have to say that.
No, they are. It's because it's like you want your kid to succeed. So it's not. I respect every parent, even if it's a father. I respect every parent for that, because it's like you don't get much like parents right now. If they understand football, they understand the heart and like the hurt that their kid has if they're not
Right,
playing.
right. So if you had a chance to speak to that mother, I'm gonna put you on the coaching level right now. So if you had a chance to speak to that mother that may be having a hard time, her kid may not be getting much play, and she's very upset about it. You know, how like if you had the opportunity to speak with her, what would you say to her?
I would say honestly, it's a process. A lot of kids have the ability to do things. It might just be a time where he needs to develop. It's a time to where he needs to sit back and take mental reps and instead of taking physical reps, wearing down and tearing his body, when he could be building himself up, maybe getting bigger, stronger, faster, more knowledge of the game. I would say it was definitely just a time period where he just needs to probably sit back and watch. And sometimes that's needed by some players, and sometimes it's needed by people in general. Sit back and watch. Don't try to jump into something so fast that you're clueless when you get in.
Yeah, yeah. Wow, that is so good. And a lot of times, like we don't see the behind the scenes, right?
Yeah,
All we know is we want our child to play. We know, that's all
yeah.
we know. We don't kind of see, the back end of everything. So, what would you say would be leading up to game day, right?
Hmm.
What is your regimen? What do you do to kind of like hype yourself up, get ready for the game, and things like that?
Oh, this one gives me the chills. Uh, so before every game, I go sit in a hot tub just to relax my body, and then I go to the yoga studio we have. I
Oh,
stretch, and as I'm doing that, I listen to my cousin. He passed away. Uh,
oh, so sorry.
my senior year. I was very close with him. He passed away, and I listened to his one song, the only song I was with him that he made in the studio. I listened to that one song, and it kind of like it gives me the chills, but it also brings me energy because I know he's looking down and watching me.
Hmm.
And on top of that, my grandfather. So it's kind of like it was one of those things where it's just like I wish you were here, but I'm gonna do everything in my power as if you were here.
Yes, yes, yes. Wow. I can see why I could give you the chills. I can see why it give you the chills, but know that you definitely, and first of all, my condolences to you.
Thank
Um, but to know that you have your own personal angel, and you say that he's smiling down on you, and he's seeing the great things that you're doing, right, Javon?
Yeah.
So now I'm getting ready to hit this field. I'm listening to his song. I like to say a lot of times some of the guys come with like a chip on their shoulders. So you're ready to get out there and you're ready to make some moves out there on that football field, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Thing about it is, I think the scariest part for me is knowing that football is such a contact sport.
Yeah.
Right. And see, you're on defense. So you coming after my baby. See, my baby receiver. So you will be coming after my baby, right? But
Yeah.
here it is, just to know, um, with everything that's going on now, how did you feel seeing the Damar Hamlin situation?
Uh, the Mar Hamlin situation kind of like it was a very shocker to me because it was such a rare thing that happens. Like it's not something that happens to everyone, but it's probably one out of every 1,000 people it could happen to. Um, I definitely am very cautious on what and how you take in that contact or how deliver the contact. Um, I definitely think the safety of the game is definitely one of the things that is a big factor, but I think sometimes it can be very, very soft, but at the same time, it is a contact sport.
Right, right. So would you say that, after seeing that, you played kind of timid, or, you just like, okay, well, I don't see how anybody could play, uh, not play timid after seeing that.
No,
Because
I
that's
mean,
something very rare, like you said.
yeah, it's definitely something that I feel like all athletes keep in the back of their head. Like you gotta, you gotta make sure you're doing the right thing, but at the same time, you can't control that.
Right,
Like
right.
you said, God has different paths for everyone. So maybe Damar Hamlin, that was his path. It might not have been the right way he wanted to be,
Mhm.
but he definitely has left a legacy. He
Yeah,
definitely left. He's definitely left positive impact on people.
yeah,
So I see where it could be a hard thing to see, but at the same time, if you look at the positive side of it,
there you
he's good. He's walking. He's supportive. He's very outgoing now. Like he's making sure people know
yeah.
that this is a risk. This is not just a contact sport. There's more life than out of football.
Football, right. There's more to life out than football. And that's good, because the thing about it is, like, that's a great point that you made. Like, that's his path, and we don't know why that happened to him. But study focusing on the bad. You focus, because out of every bad situation, like every that transpired, there's good that come out of it, right? So
Hmm.
it's what you decide to focus on.
Yeah,
And to know, like, yeah, we saw the Damar Hamlin, we saw the tour situation with the fingers.
yeah,
You just have so many different situations, but outside of that, this is what you have to take care of: your mental.
yes,
Your mental have to be strong in the game of football.
definitely.
Point, period, blank. I just
Because
had a young man on here, Jonathan Cyprian, phenomenal player. He was just on here.
hmm
And when football is over, because even when you make it to the pro league, NFL, not for long, right?
yeah,
Uh, how do you prepare to say, okay, well, I know I may not be playing this sport. Like Eugene said, football was done with me, but I wasn't done with
done
football.
with football. Yes.
You see what I'm saying? So, is there times where you kind of like sit and you think to yourself, if this don't work out, I'm gonna be okay.
Yes. And trust me, I sit back and think about it all the time because I've gotten to the point where I'm like, I don't want to play anymore. I don't want, yeah, I feel like if it's kind of like one of those things when if you're into something so deep, you always will take that step back and be like, what would I do if I didn't have? And
Mhm.
sometimes I have felt lost where I'm like, I don't know what I would do, but knowing that I'm setting myself up to success either way
Right.
because I'm in school. I'm getting connections. I'm getting the opportunities that I feel as if I can pursue and basically uplift me from where I am. Then I feel as
Absolutely.
if those are those are definitely things that I've definitely sat down and talked to myself in the mirror about.
Well, the thing about it is, I believe in you. I believe you're gonna make it. But I just want to make sure, like the mental side of it, that your mental is strong,
Yeah,
because here it is. You had the situation in high school, right?
yeah,
But God still seen fit for you to be playing today.
yeah.
However, you're on a full scholarship, so it's paying for your what? Education.
Education. Yeah,
You see, so it's a win-win. It's a win-win, right? The
yeah,
thing is, yes, of course, I guess it's every kid's dream, not every, but majority of the kids who's in sports, I guess it's their, I mean, I believe that it's their goal to make it to the highest level, right?
yes,
However, if that does not happen, you have something to fall back on. You got criminal justice and sports medicine. That's something that's never going anywhere. Never, right? So
yes.
here it is. Bottom line, when they say that saying, they say use what you got to get what you want.
Hmm.
Your education is being paid for, and you get to do what you love.
Yeah.
But it's a win-win either way that it go. I believe that you're gonna make it, but at the end of the day, you got to know that a lot of times some kids don't make it, or some kids say what you said, I don't want to play anymore.
Yes.
I just don't want to play anymore. But the thing about it was, the young man said on the show, he said that he basically, he got hurt, right? But he was able, not verbatim, but he was able to walk away from football instead of them getting rid of him. See, it's a
Hmm.
difference, right? Wouldn't you say
Yes.
so?
Yeah.
Mm,
Because at that point, if you're able to walk away, I feel as if you're able to walk away from anything and be okay with it, then that means you have came to peace with it in your head. So
wow.
therefore, you're not worried about the negative. You're worried about the positive. So now, what am I doing? What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do to make myself not not really have to even worry about that because I know I got something else.
That's but okay. The thing is, what would be the difference though if uh they was to say, because see, in the league,
They let you go.
hello, somebody,
Yeah.
and that's the thing though. Here it is. He also said too, like, if someone like an owner brought you onto their team
Hmm.
and you're not performing the way that they think you should, because we know injuries, nobody will say, hey, me, I want to go get hurt. Nobody is saying that. But we know that football is a contact sport though, right? But he
Yes.
was saying, like, what would make the difference if they were to get rid of you, or you said, okay, well, I know I got these injuries, it's just time for me to stop. It's time for me to retire. You walking away versus to the team getting rid of you. What?
So I would say sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off,
That's
but I would say it's a sacrifice. It's definitely one of those things where you're putting your all into something that you don't know what if it's a long term or a short term thing.
hmm
So I feel as if people should always have a second plan, even if your first plan is going successful, you should always have a backup plan.
always, always, always. And he did. He invested in real estate, even when he was playing, and he's
Yeah.
a realtor now. So he's doing some
And
phenomenal
that's what education gets you. Like that's why I'm saying that's why I'm very big on I understand that education will stick with you. Sports and all the things that you do for fun
yeah.
and education is more of a business thing. Like you're in a business, you just haven't started it yet.
But football is a business too.
It definitely is, but don't get me wrong. But football is a business that you can't dictate what happens and what does happen.
That's on the job too, though, Javon. That's on the job
No,
too. Because I remember
yeah,
working and getting told on Wednesday, Friday would be my last day, and I walked away with nothing, you know.
yes,
So it's basically it's the same because football is definitely
it
a
is.
business. It's really a business,
Yeah,
but the thing about it is too,
I
how
said
can I
it's more mental. It's mental and emotionally. Like
oh yeah,
it,
because you never know.
I definitely. Yeah, I definitely. It's definitely the same thing. Thinking about it, actually sitting here and thinking about it, it's definitely the same thing.
Yeah.
I I can't really even speak on that because I haven't gotten to the point where I have experienced it.
Yeah, yeah. But see, that's the thing. It is though. I can tell you that it's definitely a business, and that's you think about going to work every day,
Yeah,
right? Because that's what they're doing. They're going to work every
basically.
day. They're
Yeah,
performing. You perform on your job.
yeah.
Based on how you're doing, you get promoted or you get
Or
demoted,
get
right?
demoted. Yeah,
And the thing is, it's just not knowing, and it's on a job too. Not knowing if I
yeah,
have a job, you know. Even if I get drafted, not knowing if I have. What if I have someone that come and beat me out? You
yeah.
know, you just don't know. So it's still, yeah, all of it is a business. But the thing about it is having this right, your mental. So what do you kind of do for like what kind of mental breaks do you take?
So I go to the yoga studio and I go to the hot tub. I also go to counseling because I want to better myself. I want to learn how to balance
Good.
all like all my thoughts, even in the past. Like I want to come to peace with my past, so I'm not worried about the past, so I can worry about the present and my future.
Oh man, that's oh, we're 11 minutes over, Javon. We're gonna have to bring you back for a part two. Woo! But they're hanging in there with us, Javon. Thank you
Mhm.
to all of our viewers for hanging in there with us. We're 11 minutes over, but this was so good. But Javon, know that you definitely could come back for a part two. You know how to book now.
Yeah,
Um, Again, I would love to have you back. I love what you're doing. I love how you carry yourself. Continue to keep being you. Do not let anybody change you. Continue
yeah,
to be you and continue to pray, pray, and pray. My favorite psalm is Psalm 91. I love that. It's a prayer. I'm sorry. It is a protection psalm. And I
mhm,
tell you, Psalm 91 is the absolute best. So if you get a chance, read that Psalms
yeah,
91. It is amazing, amazing. But know that whatever God has for you is for you, no matter what man say or what man do, they can't stop what God has for you.
yeah.
That's just it. So if you had anything to leave with our audience on today, what will it be?
No matter where you go, or how you get there, it's a plan. It's your process, and like my mom would say, it's your story. Don't let anyone tell it for you.
Woo! Javon, I know you right here on time. Mom says, what is
It's
your story?
your story.
Don't let
Don't
anyone
let
write it.
anyone
Tell it.
write it
What,
for you.
what was it? Don't let.
Don't let anyone tell it for you
You know what my
or
son
write
say?
it for you.
My son say that. Never let anyone write your story.
Yeah.
Never, people. As you can see, we had the Javon J. Jackson on tonight. His topic was against all odds. Man, if you missed the first part of this broadcast, you do want to go back and rewatch it. And if you would like to book with your girl, you can definitely do so by going to my website at www.ericawilsonih2h.com. Again, www.ericawilsonih2h.com. I would love to have you. And guys, Tuesdays, phenomenal is our prayer broadcast. Jovon, if you can, you should try and catch it. It's on
Mhm.
Tuesdays at 5:30. I'm telling you, God is definitely doing a thing in that broadcast. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, I invite guests to come on. Again, guys, if you would like to be a guest, you could definitely go to my website. And if you have not subscribed, Javon, have you subscribed?
Yes.
Okay. If you have not subscribed, hit that subscribe button for me and the notification button, and it will definitely let you know every time we go live here at It Had to Happen. And just know to all of our viewers. We cannot do this without you, you, and you. And you guys hung in there with us on tonight. You rock. Oh my God. Thank you so very much. Let me let you shout out the audience really quick, Jovon. I'm going to put up a couple of names and you could go ahead and shout them out. Can you see?
Yeah. Shout out to Shannon Appleby.
Appleby. That's my cousin.
Shannon Jackson.
That's our superstar.
Kimberly Morgan, shout out. Thank you.
You know who that is?
I don't.
That's Eugene's mom.
Oh, okay.
Eugene's mom. All right. So, guys, even if you haven't commented, thank you so very much for tuning in here with us. That it had to happen for our Thankful Thursdays with the Jovon J. Jackson. Guys, he's at Fairmont University. When is your next game? I know we're out.
Our next game is August 13th.
Okay, so look for Jovon at am I saying that right? Fairmont University?
Fairmont State University.
Fairmont State University. Okay. Oh gosh, it's like FSU.
Yeah, it is. That's exactly what our abbreviation is.
Let me not mess with you. Okay, guys, but August 13th?
Yes.
Look for that number 2.
2.
Number 2. Stand up, Jovon. Let us see your size on here. Look like a big fellow here.
Whoa! I am very big.
How tall are you, Jovon?
I am 6'1".
And how much you weigh?
190 right now.
See, you're not a $150 anymore, so you can hang in there.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for accepting my invitation. Again, shouts out to Mom for doing such a phenomenal job. And shouts out to Coach Fuller for pouring into you. And shouts out to you for being the great person that you are. So I want you to just keep on keeping on. Keep your eyes on the prize and not people. And watch how God is going to move in your life. So, Jovon, we don't like to leave this broadcast without giving out virtual hugs. And some virtual love, because guys, we love you here at It Had to Happen, and we cannot do this without each and every one of you. If this broadcast have truly blessed you, please do share it. I'm trying to get the comment off the screen. I have to find it again, so please do bear with me. Where did it go, Jovon? Know that we love you here. Just do know that. Guys, please do be safe out there. God bless each and every one of you. Until next time, God bless you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Erica's Empowering Empire. 88 Blessings Soar Movement. It had to happen in a beauty so rare. We'd love for you to join us by subscribing to our YouTube channel. It Had to Happen with Erica Wilson. Following our social media.